Are you calling the workshop for the May 12th, 2026 Rock Creek Village to order? First thing we have on the agenda is going to be the salt bins that we need to get for the village. Currently we have one proposal for erecting a structure. And this is going to be for the garage on East Water. And the total for that would be $47,480.
I'm sorry, say again?
$47,480 for erecting pole line.
Oh, thank you, Sam.
We also have another piece of property that would be up for consideration for council approval. And that would be purchasing property from Sam on Stiles across from the current plant. Sam, during the time that we discussed this, we won't be able to have any voting or discussion on it. If that comes to voting. I'll open it up to the council for discussion.
How much property?
Looking at 1 acre.
How much money?
We haven't really set up prior to received a price or had an estimate or anything as far as if we have to purchase a property other than what is already there.
So what are these? I contacted 3 local realtors, told them the property that had been suggested, and they had a very hard time doing comps because there's not a lot of just vacant property in Rock Creek. So that is the best estimate they could give based on vacant property available in other areas.
And if there's anybody that has any property out in the village that would be willing to sell it to the village for this consideration for putting up a salt bin and another shop, we're open to any offers.
So we sent the quote, but not the location where we want to put it.
Correct.
Correct? Okay.
It'd be right across from our garage.
And we just,
I mean, our sewer, the sewer plant.
and we just don't have any space where the sewer plant is to add anything.
No, there's no room inside the plant, and the EPA's told us that we shouldn't have salt at the sewer plant.
So it's across the street where this acreage is. So it's not at the sewer plant.
Yeah, just close.
Well, no, it is a completely piece of different property that's being offered. It's across the street, so it has nothing to do with what's there.
Right.
Which would make it an ideal location, being that it's right across from the sewer plant.
So how much do you want for it, Sam?
I don't know, I have to talk to a realtor. I mean, to be fair, it'd probably be somewhere in between the 10 and 16. I wouldn't go 16, I'd be working, but whatever.
Is it already its own parcel, its own,
No.
so then we
So
gotta pay
there'd
for
be
that?
surveying, there would be clearing out, there would be a lot of money. So here's, then you, electrical, something else.
And those are all things that would have to be added to it. You'd have to have electrical, you'd have to have driveway, the clearing, survey, any recording fees.
The other option is to,
The 47,000 is only for the building itself. from this other company.
So what do you think the total cost would be to do all of that?
I know this.
60?
Like out the door,
Oh, you got 47,
Yeah,
and
47,
12 at least.
Just for the
That's,
property
that's
and,
basically 60 right there. You still have to have it surveyed, you still have to have the parcel split, you still have electrical, and,
Probably closer to 75,000.
The other
I'd say
option,
100.
the other option is just to build them on the property we have at the maintenance garage.
Which would be a lot cheaper, I guess.
Well, you don't have that property, it's not yours. It's my property.
It's leased.
is this the property with the lease issue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has it been litigated? I have a bunch of letters from attorneys.
I'm sorry?
I said, has it been to court? Cause I have a bunch of letters from attorneys.
I have no idea.
Okay.
That's a shared lot. Because I am also part of that lot.
yeah, the driveway is.
The driveway
yours. They would like to put salt bins on the opposite side.
Isn't the creek right behind there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would we be putting salt bins by the creek?
Well, that's an issue.
I thought that was an
We
EPA problem.
have talked to EPA and they had no issue.
Could we get some, well, I guess let's explore these other options first.
Yeah, EPA has never said anything about it. They told us as long as it has a foundation to the building, it's fine.
Well, you're not the owner, that's why you don't get any of that information. I'm the owner, so my husband gets that information.
We have contacted the EPA ourselves and asked this question.
Okay. But,
But if the
They-
bins are there now,
Yes.
They've been there.
and that's why we are contacted because of issues with it, the salt.
from EPA, I'm just asking. What are they telling you?
Well, I don't know all the information because I don't deal with any of that stuff. So Chloe, EPA said you can't put anything over at the sewer plant. Did they say there is no circumstances whatsoever, or is there anything that we could do to build a structure that was
We don't have
suitable?
room at the sewer plant.
Put a building up. It seems like we have a lot of space in that whole back. I don't see anything but grass back there and a
They
couple
should
old
actually
pieces of
be left
equipment.
open for possible expansion.
Well, there's underground stuff.
That's
there.
what we're talking about, is expansion. Right?
No, sewer.
No, there's sewer underground.
And
We
there
have
is
no,
piping and stuff
one, we
underground.
don't have the room, two, it would be almost impossible to put it in a place where the trucker could easily access it and dump it, which is a problem we have with salt bins now. The past few years, the truck has got stuck because of the turn they have to make. Which is also,
So can we explain it? The garage sits like this way, and the salt bin is this way, so they have to come in,
it's like a 90-degree.
and there's no
turn.
room for them to back
Yeah.
into it. So if we put it there, you would just want it straight in.
It's facing the road.
I think it'd be a better situation just to build something right locally in the same area as the sewer plant is now.
So
But it's expensive.
I would want quotes on everything to have an accurate end all price first before I would.
This is just something we're bringing to the table now that it has to get done.
Yeah, I mean, what part of the work, to Gloria's point, can we do as a village versus versus, stuff we'd have to hire out? I guess maybe that would help us,
Okay, I have a dumb
looking at a
question.
full,
I don't know who to ask, but if the salt bins are there, and it's been okay for how many years, anybody, I don't know.
I don't know exactly how long it's been there.
Billy has been there.
Was it one time, was it number?
Barb, how long would that be?
Well, I've owned it for 21 years, so, this year. So,
So all we would be doing is replacing the one that's there, and putting one kind of in the same spot, only next to the garage, basically.
Not gonna happen. Yeah, any construction, or anything, it just seems reasonable that it would be on village-owned property.
Yeah.
But isn't there a lease?
Yes.
There's a 99-year lease.
Huh?
I mean, I have a copy of it.
It's just not gonna happen.
Is your opinion that the lease is valid?
Everything I read, the lease is valid, everything from the other council kind of indicated the lease is valid. I don't have a judgment entry that says it's not.
Again, I think we'd be further ahead having village-owned property to maintain anything that we are erecting structures on. It seems logical to me.
So can someone explain the lease to me? It's 99 years,
Right,
and it's 70, we don't have it in front of us.
no, and I'm sorry I've read it, but I didn't.
There's 75 years left. So, okay, I'm trying to simplify it for myself. Is it like having a neighbor and you share a driveway?
Yeah.
That I couldn't one day take my car and not let my neighbor use it? Is that the same concept?
No, it's the same concept.
Oh,
It's not an easement,
okay.
it's a lease.
Like if you leased out your house.
In that language.
I think we need to do a little bit more investigating on what it's gonna cost, and then bring that back to council at a later time.
So how fast do we need these swapped in? So is it a,
This-
I'd like to do it before
Winter.
next winter, or before this coming winter.
They're deteriorating pretty quickly.
Can you explain what the problem is? The one that's there now, water is getting in,
Yeah,
and
the metal siding is corroding away and the support beam in the middle is starting to split, so it's just gonna get worse and worse.
but the
It's getting
salt
more
is
and
getting,
more. And it's,
once it gets wet, it's hard.
yeah, the moisture,
And
plus
yes,
the
can't
salt
spread
up
it.
and, yeah. Messes with our salt
Sorry.
spreader and, yeah. Gotta
Yeah,
get that
the images,
repaired.
yes.
So when do the orders for salt have to be in?
That's right.
No,
Oh, there's a
Timing wise.
shortage,
Yeah.
so it's
Pretty much if you put it in tonight, you're gonna be lucky to get it tonight.
yeah.
So she came like that, and we got it. So, but that
We
means
never
they,
got the last one.
so they'd have to get that, which means we'd have to get on it.
yeah, cause usually jobs fill up
Yeah, but
before now.
well, that's why we wanted to show you this is now.
Anybody else have any other ideas where we could get property if that doesn't work out? I mean, I can't think of any other open space that we could do that in. And this is,
What's down behind us, behind the sewer plant?
there's a small piece of property that is not big enough to erect anything on.
Right behind the circle is nature reserve, so owns it.
Okay,
We can't touch that.
right.
and then the cemetery for that. And then the other side is the factory.
And then side, the east side is the spring,
Which is
And
kind of
the
nice, it's all cleared out.
west
There-
side is a hill in the cemetery.
Okay, but I think this makes sense to me if this is what we do because it is, that's still there. Like that does make sense to me. It's all in one place.
It would be convenient, it's
Yes,
just way
for
more
convenience.
expensive.
Yeah, compared to price, yeah.
So we probably have to create a capital account for this, to start the money to flow into that? Be a capital expenditure,
Have to
wouldn't
get
it?
a loan.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to spend, especially with, maybe losing property tax. So we would definitely have to have a loan for that.
we gotta figure something out, so it's not like we wait.
No, the longer we wait and put it off, then we're just gonna get,
Oh, here's the one thing, do we have, what is the value of that lease?
Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't know.
And I don't know how you would. Have a realtor?
Probably, I don't know.
I'll look at it, have something for you by next. And if it has to go to a realtor, then I'll let Pam know, and she can reach out to the same folks, but there are those estimates.
okay. That pretty much, anybody have anything else on that topic? Moving along, Sam, parking lot?
Okay, we're talking about the parking lot at zero. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. So 2 feet out is theirs. Back. Ours is in the front. Where their building's at?
2 feet out what?
2 feet from their building, would be like a straight line.
They get
They-
two parking
they
spots.
basically-
Okay, I'm,
Okay, so
okay, I
right-
wasn't following what you're talking about, yeah.
So right here, so, here, we have these out. This is a picture of the parking lot.
Is it a,
They had a trailer there, so you just mark that off. Who needs one?
I mean,
Oh, Sheila, could you pass one down, the publican? Sure. Where's my good? Alright, so this is the back area, this is the wetlands, I guess, so that's it. They're right here. So we have to give them 2 parking spaces. And then I'm saying 2 feet out or something, like 3 feet.
Well enough to access and get in their building and whatnot.
Okay, so from here down would be our parking. Now, Art, can you tell me how you exit? This is the part, can
Can I tell you where I exit?
yeah, or enter.
What is
It's
the,
kind of hard to see. There
What's
looks
the
like,
question?
this one right here is an apron. The rest of this is sidewalk. But I think if you look at the tires, people ride over the sidewalk. So here's what we need to decide, guys. If this is an entrance here, how, do we wanna do a U entrance? The parking, but you got exit out here, over here, I'm gonna say it's the fire. So you can go out this way, you can go out this way, you can also go out this way.
well, if we're gonna have to resurface it in some manner. We've gotta get some kind of surfacing done and actually square it out, like you've got it on the map, nice and
Right.
square. Cause right now, there's grass, we don't know, people who walk by there don't know where the property line is. So people who would go to park there don't know where it is. There's no sign that says it's public parking, so nobody knows that it's public parking.
So here,
Yeah, for sure.
the way it's cut, it looks like it's up to here.
Yeah, so if we were to base that out, how many spots can we get in there? And normally, you would see a parking lot with like 2 entrances.
So you would say 2 entrances.
I would think
Okay,
so.
'cause here's
Well,
the
that's
thing.
where
Robert Way is, or something, right
If
there.
it goes straight through,
Isn't
yeah,
here
that's
over
one
here?
of them.
That's-
But I mean, up to
Well,
45, 1 or 2
okay.
entrances, you'd have to have
So you
something
gotta-
that's maneuverable for people to get in, and then we could have some,
Okay, the reason we need to figure this out is because the sidewalks are going up there. Remember the
Well,
sidewalks
the
that you
new
put out?
sidewalks is.
The grant that you got, what was it?
Sure, we're probably not gonna start on that till school is out, just because once we remove those sidewalks, there are kids who walk to school. They would like us to have it completed by August 1st, but I think that still gives us time.
Okay, so the next question would be, who do we talk to about aprons? Are those be included in the grant?
Probably not, that's
Well,
probably something we
then
would have to do at that.
Cause this
time.
sidewalk here is actually like a sidewalk apron.
I think we would just have to tell them,
I thought we talked about having the road cut down, cause it was getting too high, and with those storm drains.
Well, I think the
Right
problem is
there.
that people are driving over the sidewalk and running into.
No, but I mean, the other point is also the road thickness. Did they just keep adding to it? I mean, we talked about that at one
That's-
point.
That's up to the state, yeah, that's, we can,
I've already placed calls to the state and I haven't got any calls back from them yet. I'm trying to get an engineer to come out here and walk through it with him and see what kind of adjustments can be made, because if something happens, the storm sewers get plugged north of there. The water runs down 45 and it gets into the buildings, and especially the VFW.
Well, and there's one drain right there, there's a drain right there that if you park in that spot, that's a safety hazard for somebody stepping out of there, because it's, you know, a good 4 to 6 inches lower than the road.
It's gonna have to be dealt with.
So I guess with her point, with Barb's point, apron or not here, if they just keep adding to the road, is that gonna ruin our new sidewalk?
Now, they've only got like 2 inches now before they.
There's not gonna be a sidewalk, it's gonna be flat.
Right.
Which is what
3
people drive over it because it,
So we
So
got
I'm
the
wondering if
BMW.
that's what has been happening, and then that's just the result of being burned down.
okay, so would you possibly put poles here? Or
Block it
something
off.
to let people know that if you don't drive in and drive out?
I mean, I think once the sidewalk's there, it's gonna have a curb. So, we're gonna need to do an apron.
Yeah, but if we get it based and at least have or at least have an actual drawing, to present when they do the sidewalks, they should be able to work with us as they're putting them in. So I think we need to tell them.
Okay, so
What we want.
what exists from what I can see now, there's an entrance. There's nothing over here, cause you can take this
Road.
Bob Smith way out.
Yeah, I
You
would
can go on
say,
45, you can go on 45, you can go on water.
do we have the dimensions?
One,
Let's start with that. Do we have the dimensions of the where the parking would be? Let's look at that, and then we could take and lay out what parking would actually look like in that space. We're working off
You got
theoretical
cars,
without
I'm
really.
thinking at least park here with 2.
Yeah, but I
and park
mean,
over here, I think
let's
there'll be
find out.
more parking.
I think
But I
that'll
don't
be
wanna
great
cut
parking.
anything off here, because if someone comes in for the fire hall for something, and then they can't get in here, they're gonna be upset, and then have to go back, it's just stupid.
Yeah, we just need to
Where's
lay it
that?
out, design it, and define it.
Where's that water fill up? Wasn't it right there?
That was there an issue with the line that has to be pulled up? Which was another question.
But we're,
Right,
No.
but the line behind all those businesses there, we know is bad.
Okay,
So we didn't want to resurface that parking lot knowing that that whole section of water line needs to be
I mean,
replaced.
we put it down and then have to dig it out.
we just gravel
That'd be the cheapest, but.
That'd be the cheapest, and that, what is that black gravel? I don't know, it's
Asphalt.
asphalt. That looks, well, that's what's at the garage now. That looks good.
So, again, my question, someone want to answer it?
What is it?
That Phillips water station, like right somewhere here, like I saw.
That's not being used. They don't do that. That's not being used there.
So I guess, Chloe, I would first ask whoever's doing the sidewalk if they could put it in for us and whether that can be included in the grant or if we have to pay extra and how much that would cost. So I would,
At least 1 acre.
yes, I would and find out what they say.
So the only question we would have, you guys are, the way it is, I think works for people.
Yeah.
The only thing with it is, would you want an there and exit? Or come in and just, it seems to be working this way.
I don't know that we're all on the same page here, because what I'm envisioning is an actual lot that is cut, based, defined,
That's
so that we
exactly
don't
right.
have grass. So that we're not
Right,
saying, oh, I
right.
think you can park over there and we're not gonna get in
We can
trouble.
spray this
So they
probably
must
and just
have
bring
gravel.
gravel in.
Yeah, so we
And
need
we're
to,
talking, maybe we could railroad tie this out.
and if they do grind down the road and have grindings, if we could get those, if Chloe could get her hands on those and use it for a base material, it'd be beautiful base material. Dig it all out, base it, but I think in order to ask what we were asking Chloe to ask them about the sidewalks, we need to define what we want the space to look like. If we can get dimensions, if you give me dimensions, I'm happy to
Do you wanna go
run
measure?
some and try to put some drawings together. We can go over afterwards, try to get some drawings together, so that we can say, this is what a parking lot would look like, this is how many spaces we can have comfortably, with all of our trucks in our creek. And then we can tell them what we need for the apron.
Well, we need to know it too, so we can measure
Yeah.
out how much we'll cost.
Yeah, I think it's,
So.
it's good space, we're just not utilizing it properly. People don't even know it's there. I've asked people, hey, did you know that was public parking? And they say, no, I had no idea.
I think we have a sign order for that, don't we?
I think there's no sign, okay, fine.
Yeah, I mean, but we need to fix it nice, put the sign up, and
I'm
make a
thinking
nice
of
improvement
maybe,
for the village.
like putting bushes along this one side to define it.
I
It'd
don't
be
care about
nice,
that.
I
I
just
just
want-
want to get a lot in there first.
It'll just be nicer. And it might be cheaper than doing anything else, cause somebody bumps a bush parking, you'll be
Yeah.
looking at a tree, yeah.
Beautification can come afterwards.
I agree with you.
That's
I
your
want it-
area,
I
Sam.
want it defined, I want it
Yeah.
defined, so it looks like a parking lot.
Yeah. Chloe, you don't have the dimensions of it by chance?
No,
Okay,
I have to easily get them.
Okay, any further discussion?
maybe.
You'd rather be standing there, the parking right now.
Okay, did you have any more on that?
No, this is
Okay,
been enough.
moving on to water and sewer for review, Steve.
Dan, our wastewater operator, was looking over all of our sewer ordinances, 'cause we haven't been updated in a long time, and we haven't had our own operator in a long time. And he noticed that our abuse fee hasn't been touched in over 20 years. And that, you know, we could restructure it a little bit, maybe make it a little more fair. So he wrote a letter explaining that.
So it is now 126. And was it 126 for commercial also?
It was 126 for everyone.
So what is our current preventative maintenance program for our sewer system?
Oh my God, I'm here. PPT.
Yeah, we contacted Franklin, on a couple occasions, and they have told us there's no maintenance that needs to be done on the grinders.
So we're on a 37-year-old system that was intended to last 20 years with no preventative maintenance in 37 years. And now, and we think that that's okay. We know we have infrastructure problems in the village, and it just seems to me that we're pushing our responsibility to residents by doing this.
This is grinder,
What is-
correct?
What is the
This
root?
is just the.
She's talking about grinders.
I'm
not the
aware, I think we have infrastructure problems on everything. If we think the grinder, our sewer system isn't in trouble, then we're mistaken. I think we all know that we have problems there.
Yeah, but this is about
Yeah.
the grinder abuse.
Correct,
basically.
correct. So what is our root cause analysis? I mean, people have problems and there's no root cause analysis. We just say, you did something wrong, I'm charging you, there
Well,
you
what is
go.
your, how many hours? You go out there, I mean, do the hours. 2 people go out, you gotta pull the grinder, you gotta
That's the
take
thing,
it
it's just
down.
like the cost of everything over the last 20 years has gone up, so it's $126 really doesn't cover all of,
So it's a loss
yes.
when
If we
somebody,
find that there was abuse.
Now, if you have somebody's wires that get tangled up like they do in there, because that was a,
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes
you're
the
not
plugs-
gonna charge them the abuse fee for
Yeah,
that.
this would just be abuse,
As defined in that ordinance.
going through, everything that's in the order.
anything but PPT,
Yes.
Do we have that ordinance here in this file?
probably not.
I don't think so.
We can do it.
Just so we know what abuse is.
Well, and I think that one of the concerns you face is that residents are going to take this on themselves because they're not going to want to be charged a fee. And then you have residents taking care of the system that you have responsibility for. That's a fear of mine for a village-owned system.
I don't understand.
The village owns the
So
system,
if I
it's
drop something
responsible
down,
from the
you
crop
think I'm
out.
gonna go in there and look for it?
Well, if you get charged every time they come to your house
I
and you
stopped
get,
dropping
and you
stuff
get
down,
falsely
but I-
accused of things, you're gonna stop doing things. But having
Well, I
been on the
make sure
receiving
stuff
end
is
of being
down.
falsely accused, I do feel strongly about this, and I will state that. So, I mean, I know that things are not handled in a consistent manner. I know there's no root cause analysis to take care of the things. There's just an assumption that somebody
But
must
there-
be doing something wrong.
There is a cost. There's a cost to you guys going out. There's a cost to, sometimes you take the grinder out. When mine went bad, and it smoked all the time, you guys took it out to make sure it wasn't the grinder stuff.
I have a question. Is there any way they can send something that states what the maintenance is supposed to be?
She's saying there is no maintenance
There's
required.
required,
Can you get that
Amazing.
already?
We do have that in writing.
We've gotten it before.
Yes, we do. We have contacted Franklin. There is no maintenance that we can do on the grant
This one
grinder.
is usually
So Franklin is the grinder pump, the grinder producer, right?
the manufacturer.
Of the grinder itself.
There is nothing that we can do to maintain them.
So what about the whole overall system is what I'm discussing.
What would you?
That
like
is part of it. I would think that there would be some preventative maintenance. I've talked about this for years, even back when Teddy Butte was administrator.
Yes.
We
um,
have,
The sewer
it
laterals
all
are
up?
all underground.
Yeah.
In order to clean them, most of them were not installed with any type of clean out. We would have to dig them up
Cut them open.
and cut them open to clean them out.
okay, so is there any power washing that is done? I've had people tell me that there's things on the float that they don't have, like, don't use powdered laundry soap. And that was told to somebody who does not use powdered laundry soap. So now they're going to possibly face a fee for something that they don't do. And there's no preventative maintenance to go in and clean those off on a regular basis. Power wash it, check the floats,
I mean,
check
we
the,
would have to hire a completely separate person to go around to every house
Probably two.
and clean off floats and clean.
So where's been the
So
majority
instead
of
we're
our
gonna
stuff?
push
There's
it
been
to the
things that are
residents.
foreign objects in the
I mean, if
grinder.
you're flushing what you're supposed to be flushing and putting, you know,
The
the
system is
correct
fine.
stuff down the drain, we have no issues. This would only be for when we find abuse.
I find that not to be true. Unfortunately, I've lived through it, and it's not true.
How to do things.
It is a contained crock. Nobody else's stuff can come into your crock from anywhere else. So,
So let's get back to the question. We wanna see, we're looking at raising that fee, correct?
Yeah, and restructuring it a little, so, you know, the places that, like industrial, the industrial greases and oils are much harsher on our plant than residential and even commercial.
Okay.
So that one obviously would be higher. And then like commercial, usually uses more. So there's more stuff pushing to the plant than a house to, like a residential house, so.
How many industrial do we have?
Only a few, but
Like, so can you give me an example of a few?
the aluminum plant, the spring factory, just places like that.
The restaurant.
Do they get
Restaurants
called?
would be commercial.
Okay.
Yes.
Do they get calls? So we have a fee of $126 and then we're gonna bump theirs up to 500? Right away?
This is just a proposal.
I mean, this is Dan put this together.
Yes,
who does
Dan mentioned it and we talked about it.
So it's a
So obviously-
recommendation.
It's just a recommendation, we think this would be more fair than the way it is now, but
Have we had a lot of industrial?
lately, yes.
Okay.
So is there any way to research what others charge? To see if
You gotta find somebody on this system.
I know.
Good luck with that.
Most systems have, they're not individual houses, they're
Right.
Yeah, this system is not really made for our village. It was a temporary fix.
we have a much higher.
So is this something we're gonna vote on?
Well, and
You can vote on this?
quite honestly, I think we have a bigger problem, and I think that, I think it's the same thing that we continue to try to do, is kick the can down the road. We're trying to limp by on a system that is too old.
What are you gonna do, a bake sale? Where are you gonna get the money?
Sam, if you'll allow me, please,
Go ahead.
what I think we need to do, and, you know, let's get together and put our heads together and try to figure out what we can do to move towards changing this. We've heard a lot of talk about sewer replacement fund that no longer exists. Why hasn't another one been created? Why haven't we tried to do something to look for long-term solutions? I hear no long-term solutions. All I hear is short-term solutions and pushing fees to residents. I think we need to get to a bigger picture before we can tell residents, we're gonna start charging you more for things. I think that is only fair.
Wonderful idea, but, so where's that money gonna come from?
You've been on financial committee for how long?
The residents.
So how long have you been on financial
15
committee?
Oh, financial committee? Is this the first time? I think this might be.
No, I was here.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, so what
Yeah.
we did, what
the system
conversations have you done to try to find ways to
We
make
have found,
these improvements?
we have found out that it costs millions of dollars to
Yes.
change our sewer plant.
So we did,
So
we
we're
had
going
a
to-
system
We
study,
have had a study on
and we
it,
had,
and
we
found.
had a USDA grant, where we hired CT consultants,
Okay,
and they came in and studied our system.
and as in the past, let's move forward, let's look towards the future, what can we do? Because we're still stuck in the same place, we're not making improvements, we're kicking the can and we're gonna end up
Well,
with bigger
As
problems.
you said to Sam, let me finish. So what that determined was that initially, when they put the system in, because of the shallow bedrock, it was cost prohibitive to go with gravity fed. They believe that is still the issue today, and that they recommended that with the system we have, it's probably best to maintain it.
What year was that study?
Well, that was probably 6 or 7 years ago now,
But even then, it was $10 million.
but I mean, so,
So who's gonna pay for it?
I mean, so yes, we can
I'm
have
gonna
the
keep
system
what I got
studied
before I'll pay
again.
mine now.
But at that point, they didn't feel there was any way to get from point A to point B with a gravity fed system and not cost the residents much more dollars.
Well,
Much,
at
much
some
more
point in
dollars.
time, it's going to cost them. At some point in time, we're gonna get to a point where the system fails. I cannot believe that we're going to be able to live with a 20-year expected life system for eternity.
Well,
what's the
sooner
matter?
or later,
Somebody is
that
going to be
and
stuck
they
with
said
this.
that they don't know where that number came from.
The system itself is running fine.
Yes,
We've made updates.
it does need some updates,
Again, this
but they
is
don't see how
Grinder.
this 20-year number is, they
Let's
don't
just
believe that.
table this, because
What
we're
are-
arguing about the
What are the
wrong thing.
updates then that are needed? The
We
big,
have started on those. Last year, we replaced all the air lines and some other things.
This
I
is
mean,
not about our
to
system.
make it operate more efficiently. The savings that we generated, take one, we got one now.
Got a new generator.
I mean, just, you know, the money that we saved from all the electrical, we put $60,000 of that with the grant last year, and I don't even remember what all we did now.
Desperately.
Yes, but I mean, we did start working toward those upgrades at the plant that had not ever been done.
do we have like more that need to be done?
Yes, and we're working toward that, so yes.
Even with,
But
even
yes,
with that, even
so
with
to
the
say that,
bigger
you know,
ones.
there's not been a plan is simply not true. We couldn't afford to do anything, but we worked toward that goal. And yes, maybe we should have the system looked at again, but
Okay, here's a suggestion. Let's go ahead and have Water and Sewer Committee look in to see maybe there's something between a grinder and gravity that has been brought into existence since then. That we could upgrade to, it wouldn't be as much as the other, it'd be,
Go ahead.
With Dan, our wastewater operator, who's been fantastic, he has actually been looking into all the issues that we've had at the sewer plant for the last 15, 20 years that the county never did. And one of those problems is our grease numbers are really high. So no matter how many upgrades we do, we're not gonna get anywhere if we don't figure out the grease problem, which is part of
yes.
Part of that?
Address why we're having that and
okay, in the next couple days, you're supposed to be, well, I'm supposed to be getting a call from an individual with a company that is going to let us demo on a trial basis screens that can be put onto the sewer lines that help hopefully cut some of this down. So as soon as I hear from him, I'll have him give you a call, and we'll go from there to see, it's being offered for free.
Yeah, I'm always open.
Oh, take it.
That's what I'm always open
Is it-
to
yeah.
read.
Do we have a tub, like, before it hits the
It
big,
actually goes into a collection area.
do we clean that out, all that
Yes.
grease?
They do all the time.
Can we get a tour of the council of the sewer plant?
If anybody that wants to go.
I think that.
Don't go when it's hot.
Well, I would like
Come
to,
now.
I
Then
would
it's
like to
cold.
have it, I would like to have an organized tour so that it can be explained to us as council. If you could do that, I would appreciate it. Dave, Chloe, if you two can get together and find a time, that would be nice.
Well, it's
It would help us
Well, basically
understand the
set it up
conversation a little
on-
better.
your availability. Whoever's available whenever, all they have to do is, give me a call, I can be there. Chloe can, make time.
We need Dan there, because Dan is
And
very
Dan-
knowledgeable. He
Yeah, I'd like us
explains
all to have the same.
all
tour.
the steps like well, so
Receive the same information at the same time.
Very knowledgeable.
he's very knowledgeable.
He showed me a lot of things down there. I've been with him on a couple of the calls where they pulled grinders out and then the stuff that was sucked up and attached to them is astronomical. It's real eye-opener once you see
And I
it.
think everyone will be very surprised at just how complex it actually is.
It is.
So
Be good to know.
if anybody at any time wants to go, just get in touch with us and we'll set something up and we'll go. Even if it's on a one-to-one basis.
Dan, do you want to go on a date? We'll go to the sewer plant. I'll pick you up.
Okay, let's move on next
Only
to,
to say no.
okay, let's move on next to the water rates.
Are we tabling this, or are we gonna?
We're tabling that for right now. Well, you have to have a limit for it.
Right, but
Yeah,
Nobody's asked me to draw one up.
right.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
They
you want
wanted
that?
us to talk about and look and research other
Right.
systems, I thought, to
Right.
see
Right,
what we're up to.
but
That
that's
would be
gonna be a
water.
long time away, and,
That'd be a water and sewer committee.
right, but that's gonna be years down the road, and this would help us now.
Okay, let's go back to that then. Anybody make a motion to,
I think it's fine residential. I mean, I just know that it costs you guys. It costs way more than 126.
anybody making a motion to create an ordinance to accept it?
I'll make a motion.
Motion, just recommendation, what?
Yeah, I mean, it's theoretically, it would be a consensus of council.
I thought we could do legislation at workshop.
No, that's what I'm saying, just,
Just to,
We're not-
put it on.
no, to put it on the agenda for next week.
To vote on it.
Right, but if, so there's no confusion, if you want an ordinance on the agenda in 2 weeks with this on it, then I need council to ask for it before the adjournment. If you don't want it on the agenda in 2 weeks, that's no problem, I don't care, I just don't
I
want.
would make the recommendation to go with this and go ahead and do the ordinance.
Any second?
I'll second it.
What's next?
Water rates. Water rates.
I don't know, I really didn't bring too much, because I think we covered it really thoroughly last time. Is the paper, do you guys have the bulk water in that? That one? Yeah, but there should be, okay, this one. I was hoping this would print out on one paper. We're still at 21.9% of our expenditures in water for the year, so we're not like, desperate or anything. But I do think that it is still necessary. I do think that the infrastructure fee is still necessary. I did want to point out though that bulk water was only 2.7% of our water revenue. So even though bulk water will be up, going, it is not a dependable income, it's not an income that we rely on. Bulk water really just kinda helps to keep our system flushed. It's not,
Is a bonus.
yeah, it's, like I said, it's not really a dependable income. It's not like,
But it's getting there,
And so is that getting fixed?
it's getting there.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're
we're getting there.
It's getting
We
there.
got our backbone.
But again,
Yes,
it's
so we're
feasible,
getting there, but
and we're
it's
getting there
just-
quickly.
I have to.
yeah, but it's not, but like I said, it's only 2.7% of our water revenue. It's not a make it or break it for
You're not
our
gonna
system.
retire on that,
Well, it's not a solution
right.
for us. It's, right, it's just, yeah.
That's down
Um,
we don't sell water.
Chloe told me today that the leak detection crew is coming back tomorrow to, you know, work a little bit more on that.
How many do we have altogether so far that they actually located leaks?
Maybe one,
That's,
but
the other two are very minor, they say,
Yeah.
but I mean, only one that we might be losing, you know.
I think I'll get more interest on.
So which lines are they testing at the moment?
Right now, we're only testing the main lines, because we're doing it through rural water, which they're doing it for free, so that's why we're only doing the main lines. Hopefully, we can, they talked about maybe lending us some equipment so we can do, like each surface line, but that's just a maybe. But since they're doing it for free, we're just doing the main lines right now.
Okay, so we don't know that we're going forward with other lines until we have that discussion. That's council, correct?
Yeah, for right now, yeah.
So for houses that we think have issues, we don't have any plans to look at that at the moment.
I mean, not until I talk to the guy tomorrow
Okay.
and find out more.
Alright, there was a letter that came out, and I've got some questions on it. Dave, was this from you? Did you issue this it came out of the water bills? Okay. So, in here it says the bulk water system. Could I get a copy of the letter from the EPA when the regulation was changed? I'd like to see that. Also, this says that we determined a $50,000 investment. When we spoke before, it was stated the county quoted us $100,000. So could I see the $100,000 estimate? Could I see the quote from Shoreside? Could I see what this $50,000 investment is? Because it's contradictory. So I'm not sure that I'm seeing the whole picture. I think I'm seeing bits and pieces of it here.
The 100,000, was what the county budgeted for their new one. And so the 50,000, we were just kind of thinking because we were going smaller.
So do we have that in writing from the county, Chloe? Do we have that?
No.
So we have nothing to prove that it was 100,000.
Those of us I'm sorry for interrupting, we sat at a meeting and many people heard that.
Well, we also have, in the newspaper where they budgeted for that, so yes, we did, although you didn't ask me.
Specific to Rock Creek, it said?
No, that was what the county budgeted for theirs.
Oh, so we're just, okay, so that's an assumption. Okay, we're using their
No, it's
information.
not an assumption, that's what they budgeted for their system.
Right, so we're using that as a basis for what the $100,000 for Rock Creek was. That was my question.
And like I said, it's only 2.7% of our water revenue.
Okay, still, it's topic, I'd like to see some information on it. I'd like to make an informed decision. Okay,
Doing that. This is what we're talking about, correct? Here, you
I'm
want a
asking
picture?
for more detail.
Okay. You can have that, I'm getting that one.
Okay. I do want to state, Mr. Mayor, on this proposed adjustment in this letter, I am not happy with the wording of it, stating that we are proposing this change. I consider myself part of we as council, and I certainly am not in supporting this water increase. I think we need to do some more homework and try to find a way around this. So I am not a fan of sending out communications stating that we as council are behind this, because I do not believe that all of us are. I certainly am not. So I think I'd like to propose that we maybe change some of our wording in our communications to residents, so that it doesn't sound as if we're all in support of this.
How would you suggest changing it?
What all I know is this was a recommendation from the fiscal officer, it wasn't a recommendation from council. So I don't think that's how it's worded in this letter, and I just wanted to be clear on that, because I am not in support of that. Without some legwork being done to see if there's something that we can do.
Majority of council supported it, so we'll be voting,
The
correct?
majority of council.
Or change it, that, however, it should be that's clear, because I don't feel it's clear and I don't want the misrepresentation. I appreciate that.
Okay,
Thank you.
no further? Okay, we'll
Well,
move on.
What's this?
That's the bulk order.
The
That's
thing
what
down
she's
6
kind of talking about.
Okay, cause you just kept showing everybody, like, why, I was
Well,
confused.
Fire hydrant bills, that's all I
About
see.
water, I was trying to show
So,
that there is progress.
anyone can just go up and
No.
fill up?
No.
No, there's a lock on it.
Okay. Just, I was
Stealing water.
it looked like a hose, I don't know. But
Okay,
it
let's
just kept
Don't
showing
take
up.
it there.
Let's go ahead and move on. Finance,
I have nothing.
planning? Anything from planning?
So my big report's gonna be at our next meeting, but I do have an email that I printed out from, it's between me and Scott Malato, the county auditor. So if anybody from the public would like a copy, I have some copies. And, that's all I have.
Okay. Last but not least, safety.
Let's see, door
Door
lock.
lock is, yeah, you're on safety.
I didn't write that.
Working on a policy where
Oh.
there's an employee here at the office alone, the door remaining locked. Just for safety. Obvious safety reasons.
When you go to residents' houses, do you always go with somebody?
Yes. 90% of the time, we try to go with two people.
I'm not understanding this door locking protocol with one person being here. It doesn't make sense to me.
There is money here.
There's
So
money.
That's why I want to advertise it, but there is money, we take,
We've also had threats.
what's that for?
Sure, many times.
That they've had to call
Down
the police
threats.
Well,
because
that's what the police are for. I don't know, this is a public office, I don't feel that the doors should be locked. I think that we have
Well, if
office
you want the
hours that
police,
should
you'll
be
see,
open.
you'll see how you feel
So-
about that.
I mean, the door can be
If
easily
you want the
unlocked.
police, you'll see how you feel about that, that's, you know.
I've called them
We're
when
talking
I
about
needed them,
safety
so
for
am I.
employees.
Well, I mean, it's part of it goes with the job, it goes with the
Oh,
territory.
absolutely.
absolutely.
Yes, it does. It don't, okay, so the post office is gonna keep their doors locked because they don't want people coming in. I mean, this is a public building. You've gotta have office open hours.
So the post office has multiple employees, if this is just if there's one person
That's
here, the
what
door
we're
remains
saying.
locked, which it can easily be unlocked, but just for,
I know any government office I've ever gone to that takes money, they're behind glass.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I think it's,
The courthouse.
I think it's, sends a bad message to our residents for sure.
What does the insurance say?
Our insurance is the one who requested that we put in the payment window and keep our door locked. at
Can we
all
get a
times.
copy of that?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone on council.
I thought the window went in because of COVID.
No, that's how we paid for it, but our insurance company requested it before that.
Yeah, I can't understand this. It's not logical to me.
Yeah,
Do you
but-
deal with intimidating people at your place of employment?
Not at the moment, but 23 years in bartending and closing up at night, I sure as heck have.
But that's a place where you would expect that.
so I'm just
And
trying
if you know how to deal with the public, you deal with the public. It's true for anybody. You got a bank teller, a postal worker, anybody. that has to deal with the public. I mean, it's
Community
just
water
standard.
is an opinion,
It is an opinion.
which you're allowed to have,
I'm
but,
just trying to look out for
yes,
safety.
I'm looking out for the safety of our employees.
And it's just an easy thing. There is a pane in the window, there's always access.
Okay, anything further? Need a motion to adjourn?
I have a question, are you in Journey?
And,
Pardon me?
hold on.
I can't hear back, because you need to speak up.
Ordinance.
Hold on, drafting it in.
Well, I've got
Okay,
a
we
question.
need to back up a little bit, we need to decide whether she's gonna draft up the ordinance for the water rates.
I do not think we should be doing that. I think we should do some investigative work to try to find some money somewhere.
I thought that's what you told us to do, that's what I wrote down, that we were gonna look at.
Yeah, that was.
I think we need to do it for both.
Fred, what do you think?
Yes, I think we should go ahead. I think, yeah, we've been at 126 and upping the rates for what we need for structure. I mean, we're way behind, and this is modern times, and modern times calls for more to be spent on things when they happen. And we can't stay back 20 years. It's time we come into present day. And in present day, you got $5 a gallon for gas. Why should we be back here 20 years behind? I say yes to increase.
Gloria?
I'm not even
Everything's
sure which
going
increase
up.
we're talking about now. I thought we were on water.
It's both, really, I mean, everything's going up, I mean.
So what are we saying?
So it's just, you draft the ordinance is what we're trying to figure out.
Ordinance to increase
Water
the
rates.
abuse.
The
Yeah,
water rates,
the water rates.
not the sewer rates, the water rates.
So this is what you're looking at, they're talking about something else.
Water rates is what we're asking.
Well, that too.
Water rates.
Also, that too.
No, so you
I
think
feel
that
like the
needs to
abuse
be-
rates also needs to be increased.
Right.
And Brenda, what do you think about the abuse? I think so.
We'll just get that point, and then she's on a budget, so.
Bonds up so well. I need it, my brain.
Any further?
I think the public.
That wanted to say something?
I just wanna make sure I understand about the parking lot. You did say you don't have to ingress and egress off of 45, correct? I mean, not Roberts Way, the other place. Because when Roberts Way, when you pull out going west out of Roberts Way, and now people are lined up there parallel parked, you can't see to pull out. So you're gonna have to have an access on 40, down the road on 45, in the parking lot.